What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Slumpy, and we're here at what's your name again?
Levi Dodd.
Levi, and we're here at his house. This is post regionals. We couldn't really meet up. I had to do a lot of deck profiles, so I'll be posting those for you guys within this week. And there was 178 players at Seattle Regionals.
I think that sounds right, yeah.
All right, and what did you do there?
I got second place playing Danger Orcust.
Danger Orcust, nice. And first and foremost, we like to do shout outs. Shout out to Ed for starting this thing. All the YouTubers are doing shout outs at the beginning because a lot of people don't like to watch until the end of the video and then shout outs. So, any shout outs for you?
Shout out to my boy Alex, who not only drove me there, but gave me the Dingy Risus to play, which those are kind of important cards.
What's up, Alex?
Shout outs to Genesis doing the great profile, and they were all my friends at the event are Genesis guys. And shout outs to the A team, our pro team.
Pro team, nice. And what were your matchups today?
So I played first against Danger BA, then Mirror round 2, Pendulum round 3, Dinos round 4, the Mirror again in 5 and 6, and then Danger Thunder round 7. That was the only round I lost, and then Salmon Great in the final round.
All right, and who did you lose to that was playing Danger Thunder?
I lost to Manav.
Manav, okay, Mr. First Place.
Mr. First Place, yeah.
Yeah, his list is
he's
pretty
good. He's crazy good.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the deck profile. All right, let's go ahead and get to the deck profile.
All right, so start off with the Orcust monsters. 3 Harpor, he's the best one to draw. 2 Nightmare, so you can do it even if you draw her, do the combo. We have to run the one-ofs of the 1 Babel, 1 Skeleton, 1 Wand, and 1 Crescendo. Some people like 2 of this or this. I personally think that 1 each is the best. In Skeleton's case, it's just because you can recycle him using Wand. So I don't really think that you need the second because of that. And in Crescendo's case, I think they usually just win before the second one really becomes relevant, like most of the time. So then for Danger Monsters, I ran the 3 Jackalope, 3 Nessies, and I only ran 2 Suchis, just for a total of 8 Danger Monsters. This ratio just seemed to really work for me.
Did you ever miss like the Thirst Uchinoka or maybe like a Mothman or anything like
that? It never really came up. I always opened up enough extenders even without it, just because I run a lot of the other extenders, not just the Dangers.
Gotcha.
So for instance, I run the Connector package, 3 Connector, 1 Aquadolphin, 1 Rhoda. This is just incredible. There's no way you couldn't play it, yeah. And then I run the Sky Striker package, 3 Engages, and then the 1 Drones and 1 Eagle Booster. Eagle Booster is so clutch, saved me so many times all day.
So did you ever miss any other Sky Striker cards, like maybe like Jamming Waste or going second? Or
I have thought before about running Widow or maybe Jamming or something like that, but probably only in the side. I would consider siding those cards because they can be really strong, but I wouldn't main them because when going first, they just do nothing. So.
Okay.
Then the Trickstar package, I run 1 Candina, 1 Corobane, 2 Light Stage, and then the 2 Terraforming that I just consider part of this because 90% of the time Terraforming is going to be searching Light Stage here. It can also search Babel, which is why I like this engine so much, is because if you ever open up enough extenders and Terraforming, it just means that you search Babel, and that way over the course of the combo, Galtea will grab the counter trap instead of grabbing the field spell. Makes your board a lot stronger. And this engine is just so good when going second. So I would definitely rather run this than more Dangers because it makes your going second really strong against like Salmon Great. This just forces their negate and stuff like that. So it's really good. Then the PKs that we have to run, 1 each of the monsters, just so that you can extend your combo, and then 2 each, on Fogblade here. Some people have liked to run the other PK trap, the monster one, Shade Brigandine, but I don't really think it's necessary. It very rarely comes up in my opinion, and just sucks to draw generally. So
that's fair.
Then 3 Called by the Grave for running a combo deck.
Yeah.
Then hand traps, I ran 3 Impermanents, 3 Ash, and 2 Ghost Spells.
You were missing 2 more, right? Phantasmic?
Nope, I did not main deck Phantasmic. I did not play Phantasmic. These were all the hand traps I ran, a total of 8 hand traps. I'm running 48 total cards, so the final 8 cards are these 8 hand traps. Basically, the idea being 40 combo cards and then the 8 hand traps on top, so that as much as possible we open up at least 1 hand trap in every hand. And when I did a lot of test hands, that generally seemed to be the case. You know, most hands I would get at least 1, so that way I was good when going first or second as much as possible.
For impermanence, was there any reason why you liked playing that over like Effect Veiler or?
I just think this card is all in all stronger. You can draw as the 6th card and it's still good. Like that actually did come up against the Pendulum player. I negated his Vortex using this because I drew it as my 6th card. So if it had been Veiler, it wouldn't have done anything, whereas this did. So I just think it's just a little bit stronger, and you don't really need the additional monster very frequently. Like, I've almost never had to normal summon a hand trap to combo because there's just so many other cards that do it. So yeah, I just think this is just a little bit stronger. I would, however, probably replace these with Veilers after the day, just because that was all in all a little bit more relevant, and I would have delegated these to the side deck instead.
Gotcha. Does Ghostspell ever come out for you like more like defensively, like against like Call by the Grave or?
Unfortunately, not actually. I thought it would, honestly, but Called by the Grave just almost never really happened to me, and the few times that it did, I just didn't see her. So.
Okay.
All right, then extra. I've got all the required nightmares up front. I run 2 Mermaid. Some people have been playing only 1 Mermaid. I think that 2 is really good because on your turn 1 end board, during the opponent's turn, when you summon back Dingy Risu during their turn to interfere with their plays, you often don't get to recycle material. You don't get to attach a banished monster back. So that means that you can enter your next turn without any Orcust in the graveyard. So if you have a second Mermaid, you can just do the Orcust combo again, and it's pretty much a guaranteed OTK if you do it that second time. You'll just make the Boral Sword and kill them. So I think having the second one in order to do that is just really important, and I did that a few times over the course of the day. So. Then we have to run the 2 nightmares that we go into in order to make the Mermaid. Just run 1 of each different one. I actually had someone at one point in the day Ghost Cherries my Phoenix. So if I hadn't been running Cerberus, it might have been a problem. He did it a little bit late, so it wasn't specifically problematic in that instance. But also just they're useful at different times. The Orcust links, I ran 2 Galtea. Actually, over the day, I was honestly kind of wanting the 3rd one. It came up once or twice, and I think I'm probably going to edit in a 3rd one after today. 1 Longirisu, just for their own boards, and then the god himself, 2 Dingirisu. This card's insane. Ran the 1 PK link. Again, this card's insane. 1 Kagari, just for our Sky Striker engine, and then our random extra 1-ofs. 1 Boral Sword for killing people, 1 Nightmare Unicorn. It didn't come up very often, but once or twice, it's occasionally useful. Police Patrol. This card I think is extremely necessary in this card's extra deck right now. You can dodge no material by playing this, actually, if you just make this before making your nightmares. It does require more extenders to do your combo, but not by a whole lot, and again, just makes you entirely safe to no material, whereas otherwise this deck just loses to it. So I like this card a lot. And then I was playing 1 Winda for a side-decked Shadal engine. I'm honestly probably actually going to take it out. It's really good against a lot of matchups, but it's actually really bad against Thunder, which was, again, the 1 deck I lost to. So probably going to take it out in the long run. But
Gotcha. Was there anything else you missed in the extra deck besides the 3rd Galatea? Or the,
honestly, I think 3rd Galatea is about it. There wasn't really anything else that I was ever thinking, like, oh man, I could really use one of this right now. Yeah, everything else just kind of did exactly what it needed to. So.
I know some other lists are playing the PK XYZ, the Break Sword.
I have heard of that. Only just recently did I hear about that, and I think it's a really interesting idea. And I might start testing with it. But I wouldn't say there was ever a moment in my games where it came up. So it's just something I'll try with and see. I've actually also recently thought about Levier as a really cool option because if you have level 3s before you get yourself Dark Locked, you can just make the Levier and recycle back a banished monster that way. But again, just haven't tested that.
Gotcha. Side deck.
Side deck. I had 1 Imperial Order, shores up Sky Striker matchups. It's actually also really good when going first in the mirror, because a lot of your combo stars in this deck are the spell cards. So you just use your all of your effects first, your graveyard effects for your field spell, and then flip this up on their engage or something, and it can be really backbreaking. We ran the 2 Pranker Tops, good going second. 2 Lanceas. A lot of people have been doing all 3, but I like to have my side deck really varied and have 2 of each card, so I have a lot of different options. I might consider bumping into 3 in the future, though. 2 Phantasmes, really good when going second against the Mirror, Salmon Great, etc. 2 Twin Twisters. This was the MVP in the side deck all day long. This is the card that I'm almost certainly going to bump to 3 after today. It's so good when going second against the Mirror. It won me so many times for that. The Shadal package, which was the 2 Shadal fusions and 1 dragon. Again, it can be really, really strong when going second against a lot of decks. It's really good, for instance, against Striker, and it's also good against Salmon Great, but those are just matchups that I was already actually just generally doing good against, and it just does nothing against Thunder, so that's a problem.
Gotcha.
And then 3 red reboots. These actually only went in like once the entire day. I was mostly there because, admittedly, I was a little bit scared of mine. This deck has a really bad mine matchup. So I wanted to have just one of those cards that's like a win button against mine, but I never played it. So didn't really come up very much.
Gotcha. Did you miss anything in the side deck at all, or any interesting cards that you saw over the weekend that you wanted to try out?
Not interesting cards that I saw. There were a few things that I definitely considered. As I said, I want to move the Bells to the side deck because I want the Veilers in the main deck. Other than that, I wouldn't say there was too much specifically that I had in mind. After thinking about my side deck a little bit, the general things that I'm probably going to add in is, as I said, the 3rd Twin Twisters. Just more back row hate is just really good for breaking for breaking the Mirror's own turn 1 board because it's all spell and trap reliant. And because mine's a bad matchup. I'm going to have to figure out what's good against Danger Thunder, though. I don't really honestly know what I'm going to be siding for that matchup. Sphere modes, maybe. Don't know.
All right. Well, thank you, Levi. Much appreciated for the deck profile.
Of course, man.
Any last words for you?
I don't know. Genesis rules and... yeah, I think that's it.
All right, man. Well, again, shout out to the A team. You guys are doing good. Back-to-back regionals and top 4.
Yeah.
It's really good for you guys. Congratulations.
3rd, 2nd.
Yeah, ninth, third. You guys had to break that barrier. Now you guys are topping consistently. Congratulations. Thank you guys so much for the deck profile. This is Slumpy Slumping out.